Dragonchain, Dragonchain, ja ich rock die Dragonchain, Dragonchain, ja ich rock die Dragonchain, Dragonchain, yeah Galaxy Boy. Ja, ich hab den Dragon Spirit, Dragonchain der Neck, ich kill es, ja bis kill es, ey, ja, ich hab den Dragon Spirit, Dragonchain der Neck, ich kill es, ja bis kill es, Speie lila Flammen, ganzes Game am Brennen, du machst den Track hier an, deutsche Rapper rennen, ja du weißt ganz genau, dass alle grad erkennen, dass ich einfach besser rappe als die deutschen Rap-Nigger. Meine Rap-Skills technisch heftig, deine Rap-Skills sind extrem schlecht, Bitch. Du bist nur ein Cash-geiler Zweck, Reimer mit Patent auf Rap-Ness, ich bin echt nicer Text, Schreiber mit den besten Tracks, dich.
Ey, yo, Alter, nur kurz gefragt, ist schon alles so? Kannst du nicht wenigstens noch so einen ganz kurzen Part bringen?
Pass auf, mein Beast ist trapped in the rain, trains gonna rain, Funkener fliegen, die Flex insane, Text in great, it's way too late, for you to stop me, denn ich zeig, was das Game. Im Netz machst du auf Gangster, redest davon, dass du Cash hast, auch in Real Life bist du Penner, ein Kinderwitz wie der Wendler. So, hast du jetzt genug?
Yo, das war übel krass, Mann.
Danke, Mann, und weil du es bist, kommt hier nochmal die Hook für dich.
Roles of a denizen. A content creator is a user that creates posts and is rewarded based on the quality of their content. A content evaluator is a user that helps assess the quality of content and enforces community standards. The evaluator is effectively taking part in a marketplace to curate content and is rewarded for early evaluation. A content consumer is a user that wishes to find and consume the most valuable content in a given subject area or within a community. A lair owner is a person holding tokenized ownership of all or part of a community lair. Owners are rewarded with a portion of all mining activity happening within their lair. Owners are incentivized to build the best community of content creators and evaluators.
ディズニーが最初に開発し、その後スピンアウトし、オープンソースとなったドラゴンチェーンから、ドラゴンチェーン商用プラットフォームおよびドラゴンチェーンインキュベーターが登場。まず資産となるデータの保護に重点を置いているドラゴンチェーンプラットフォームを見ていきましょう。サーバーレス構造を用いた拡張性高いプラットフォームは、スマートコントラクトの開発者たちが Java、Python、 ノード、C#など使い慣れたプログラミング言語で作り込まれるようパッケージ化されています。さらに、すべてのスマートコントラクトが Amazon AWS とその他の機能にフルアクセスできます。次はドラゴンチェーンインキュベーターを見ていきましょう。ドラゴンチェーンインキュベーターはブロックチェーンプロジェクトのローンチに必要なプロセスを標準化しました。では次にドラゴンチェーンの市場を見ていきましょう。暗号通貨、マーケティング、法律、ソフトウェア開発、採用といったあらゆる分野のスペシャリストたちが集まるエコシステムになっています。また、この市場には開発者たちが再利用目的で収益化したビルド済みのスマートコントラクタライブラリーも含まれています。最後に紹介するのがドラゴンチェーンプラットフォームとエコシステム全体の全てのサービスにアクセスするためのトークン化されたマイクロライセンスです。ブロックチェーンビジネスマジック用に設計されています。あなたも最も安全で柔軟性が高くビジネス仕様のブロックチェーンプラットフォームとエコシステムの一員になれます。10月2日、いよいよドラゴン発売開始。
En las redes sociales de hoy en día, el contenido de calidad a menudo pasa desapercibido. En Den, a los usuarios se les paga por la creación, evaluación y conservación de los contenidos de calidad. Los creadores de contenido son recompensados según el compromiso y el alcance de su publicación o comentario. Los evaluadores de contenido son recompensados en función de la velocidad y los resultados de sus predicciones. Los propietarios de la comunidad son recompensados en función del compromiso dentro de su comunidad. En Den, el contenido de calidad se paga.
No mechanism exists to make payments over a communications channel without a trusted party. What is needed is an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust, allowing any two willing parties to transact directly with each other without the need for a trusted third party.
America is not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible. But that conclusion is laughable, so if we're all detachable from the mandible, you see it now?
But why, some say, the moon? Why choose this as our goal? And they may well ask, why climb the highest mountain? Why, 35 years ago, fly the Atlantic? We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. We choose to go to the moon.
Yeah. Young Satoshi. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We go to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. Mine 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. My ETH costs more than your rent. I spend my life savings, get a 10. Dragons get the hottest coming next. Me and Joe Rose making bets. All this shit seem new to me. Mixing blockchain with security. Keeping data safe is the fluency. How could you not fuck with the company? This the best thing since the internet. Shout to Joe Nell on the project. Dragon Days of Summer getting tired yet? All the coin holders flying private jet. Bought a few dragons for retirement. Eileen Quinton, please call me if you got a set. Blockchain bitches, yeah, we eyeing it. The dragon is a leash, yeah, we mining it. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. My 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, Dragonchain, Dragonchain. Dragonchain, 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 Dragonchain. My 10 blocks on the blockchain. My ETH father for the got paid. These dragons selling like they hotcakes. We going to the moon like we don't got breaks. If you want to transact on a marketplace, Dragonchain, 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 hey. Ooh. It's your boy Young Satoshi. Shout out Joe Rose. Shout out Eileen. Shout out Joe Nell. What up, Crypto Crusader? I see you. Let's do this. 2018 is our year. Ooh.
All right, welcome. I don't know why I'm so small in there. Here, we'll just throw us up here. Welcome to Super Happy Dragon Lucky, the Dragonchain Update Show. This is episode 1/39. It is 0x139. That's a hex number. It is the 314th episode, the Pi episode. So, reminder, nothing on the show is financial advice, and stay tuned after the updates for the weekly AMA. First up in Dragonchain updates, last week's episode got us 542 lot. There was one question for 271 lot in the AMA. So somebody really did well there. No competition. Got the only question in. There's time right now to get them in. By the way, too, if you go to the post, you would be able to how do I say, get a question in before I hit the refresh button. So get your question in now. Also, host received 135 lot. Dragonchain received 136 lot. And let's see here. I think that's it. Make sure on partners, make sure you check out Rainmaker, and we'll have an update later also about the what's going on with the tokenization of the patent portfolio. And another partner you need to make sure you get an account with is Dex.finance, DEXX.finance, before we kick any of that off. So first up, Den.Social updates. Let's see here. We will go here. DinDAO meetings. I do not know when the next meeting will be. We need to ask the Emperor. I don't think he's going to be on the roundtable this week, but we will check in with him and figure out when the next meeting will be. I know that he's been working the white paper for what is coming in Den.Social, so pay attention there. Hopefully we'll have something out soon on that. And let's see here. Now we go to World Blockchain Roundtable updates. In case you missed last week's episode, it was freestyle blockchain content. It was episode 219. It was actually a good show. Lots of content, lots of ideas and concepts in there. So go and watch it if you haven't yet. The more views it gets the first week, the more lot all the participants will get. And there's some good questions last week for sure. And then today, and here, you know what? I have the wrong one. Okay, 1 second, waiting for it to load. Okay, so it is WBRT Reacts. World Blockchain Roundtable Reacts, link to a clip, and we'll play it live and react to it. I don't know how much drama there will be in the reactions, but hopefully it'll work. This is episode 220. So 220 episodes so far. Let's see how many questions we have. And you have time to get in here too. But okay, Anonymous, and then AI Conan. Oh, 2. I don't know if you could do 2, but anyway. Another Anonymous. I am a Roman Storms trial. Yeah, very important stuff. A lot of anonymous content. I might have to go look at some of these and vote some of them up, right? Because I've not voted on any of these yet. Okay, next. Let's see here. So that's World Blockchain Roundtable. That's airing live in about, 54 minutes or so. So make sure you go there. Make sure you're ready. I think this show is going to be pretty good. It might be pretty political. So if you don't want to see any of politics, at least from what I saw in a couple of those clips. So, but I think it'll be better than normal. Okay, next. Meme Asylum updates. So go follow Meme Asylum X on X, on Twitter, X, and go join their community there. Go join their community on Telegram. This is, we're this, how do I say this? I helped obviously with this concept and with the design, some of the, technical info, and it's a really interesting project, and it'll be really fun once it gets kicked off. We're hoping to get it kicked off in September, and one way or another, there's a bunch of stuff to do still on it, but we're on the way. So pay attention, join the community while you can, give feedback while you can. It'll be very helpful. And go to next is the Dracaria update. So of course the launch was a month ago. Yesterday, the big update was yesterday was the beginning of Earth season in Age 1. So it's the first regular recurring season finally. And you can see, oh gosh, 1 second. I have to do that. Okay. And you can see that the entire website, by the way, reformatted itself to Earth season. So you can see the beautiful Earth backgrounds, things like that. And, they continue through all of the other pages. And we had, it looks like a new hatch. I believe this is Fumbler. I haven't even gotten to see this, right? So this is the first time I'm seeing this. Let's look at it. Oh my gosh, look at this. Because this is an Earth dragon with fire magic, meaning look at the colors on this. This is kind of crazy. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. The red and green in there, man. That's, I don't know, that's pretty amazing looking to me. So get in there and check this out. I mean, we had Earth season begin yesterday. It sold out in something close to 42 minutes. Again, the number 42. There are 42 pages in the white paper. It took us 42 minutes to sell out of the all of the eggs, and for the season. There will be more in 28 days, right? In fact, if you go to the spawn page, you can see the countdown, 27 days, 2 hours, and the expected supply is 500 eggs. Yeah, there will be 500 eggs, and there will be $28 is the fee. The fee went up 10%. It's rounded up to the dollar. So $28, 500 eggs. That'll be fun. That'll be interesting. And let's go through a couple other things. Who won the golden egg? Kamish. I think it's not Kamish. I think it's Kamish, right? I'm pretty sure it'll be Kamish. Sorry. Kamish won the golden egg. And with the golden egg comes the golden key, which you can use in another season. So congratulations. So there are only 2 golden eggs, 2 golden keys that have ever been awarded. And that'll keep going. And I think we will probably start in the second age with the what do you want to say? The sponsored eggs. if somebody comes with something, you know, obviously we would jump on it, but for right now, we haven't had time. I was hoping that I was going to have Dragonchain sponsor the first season, but we'll probably just push it to the second age, so that that's something new to introduce, and we have time to really think it through and get the community involved and some feedback and stuff like that. So pay attention to that. What else? Yeah. So, we did have an issue, a couple of issues, which, you know, you have anytime you launch new software, especially when it's something like that, that you know that you're going to have a bunch of people coming in. There's no easy way to test all of the things that can happen. So when it launched, there were issues with the credit card processor, and it was just a couple of little things that we had to do, and that was ironed out. So apologies for anyone who came in right away, as we love that you did, came in right away and tried to participate, and you weren't able. So that was fixed, and we, you know, everybody else was able then to make that work. And then the crypto payments we had, and it's so funny in our development environment, on our testing environments, we had no issues. You know, in fact, it was running very smoothly. I really like the design of it. It's a very friendly design, even for somebody who's very early, you know, new to crypto. And you know, it gives you a little walk through the payment arriving, it being recognized, it being accepted, and then essentially the spawning. So, and then a reveal. So it will be very similar to what you've already seen with the gateway keys and with the credit card payments now. But it failed in production. So the funny thing is, maybe it's not funny. Hopefully you guys are all okay with this. And first of all, apologies for the issue. But we did see that several, I think there were 23 or 24, I think there were 24 payments that went through that did not spawn an egg. And it's because the back-end system that watches for it, something happened, and we don't know yet what. It was being debugged yesterday. We're going to finalize that this afternoon after all the podcasts. But one way or another, they didn't get recognized. They didn't get spawned. So we told everybody to you know, please give us 72 hours. And I'm hoping that we have it this afternoon. So it'll be just a little bit more than 24 hours, hopefully, that we will have the eggs in your accounts, in your collections. So anybody who did that, I think that everyone has already reached out. But what we said, and this is so everybody knows, because this is how we like to do things, that essentially what we'd said is, okay, a bunch of people made payments and they didn't get the eggs. So what we're doing is we reached out to everybody and told them, you have several choices. We don't want to assume anything. We don't want to just say, oh, nope, you're screwed. None of that. You have several choices. You can either say, okay, I made, and several of these people made multiple payments, and we don't know. You have to think about this. We don't know if they made a payment and said, wait, that didn't work, I'm going to make another one, and then another one. So that could be on purpose. It could have been that they, you know, like they essentially sent it again thinking, well, maybe that one didn't work for some reason, so I'm going to send another one. And so we're giving everyone a choice to say, hey, I want all 1, 2, 3 that I paid for. And we will then spawn those eggs. Or I want a partial refund. I only wanted to get 1, and I ended up, you know, paying for 3. And in that case, we can refund however many you want. Or you can say, nope, I want a full refund. I'm pissed off at you guys, and this whole thing is horrible, and maybe I'll try it next time, but I want a refund. And you can do that, and we'll give you the refund. And, you know, and it'll, you know, come however you sent it. If it came in crypto, you know, we'll pay for the refund, and won't charge you for the fee to send it back and all that. So And the last choice is, I don't want any of those things. I want an Earth gateway key. And if that's what you want, we can do that as well. And then you can use it in a future season. But this does mean that there will be, and other than the fact we haven't gotten the answer from everyone else, it sounds like there will be up to 124 eggs that will have been spawned in the Earth season, right? And again, we have 27 days left in Earth season, and when that's over, there will be 500 eggs available. So all of you will be able to come in and check it all out. By the way, I spoke with some really interesting people yesterday in another project, and we're reaching out to a lot of other projects that we think could use this technology in very interesting ways. And there's some pretty amazing stuff in here when you get to talking to people about the naming system and how it works and why it works. And it's interesting because they are starting to understand why this technology is important. And this is a rare one. This is nice. It's a Guardian rare, those are very, very rare. Let's see here. The other thing, calm spell. I don't know if we got to show this last week. I can't remember, but your Charma making spell. And I'll explain this to all of you real quick, that Charma making, if you are a child of the 80s like I am, Generation X person, apologies to anyone who hates us, that there was a movie called Excalibur that introduced the world to the Charma making, which is it's a spell that brings a dragon about. It's very interesting, and it's a lore thing. It's really cool. And so this is intended to be something that we could potentially use in games where people could call dragons that might not even be theirs. And then if you look at, and I'm not going to show it to you, but if you look at your own dragon, there is a binding spell, which would essentially be able to, you could use it to prevent people from calling or to recall your dragon that has been called. Really cool, crazy, fun stuff that you could do with this. And when I've spoken with these people, wow, look at these colors. Spoken with these people, they tend, wow, Archmage as well. They tend to get these things, and it's very interesting that I think we're going to have some pretty cool collaborations with other projects, and I think we're going to have some really cool things developed outside of our own team, which is what we want. We really want other teams, artists, independent game developers, traditional game developers, and anime artists, manga artists, to come in and create characters and to do things in order to build revenue with those characters in a way that, unlike Kickstarter or something else, people are getting something for their money. So it gives you the ability to sell people something very early in your process, get a community build, build out your the infrastructure where you'll have funding, you'll have revenue, you'll have community where you can have feedback, you can have really good speculation and back and forth on the character designs, on what does this trait do, what will this trait do in the game, or in the whatever the end goal, whatever the project is. That stuff will feed into much richer experiences. And so we're really, I know I'm crazy excited about what's coming with this, because people are starting to get it, and we're crazy early. I mean, we are super early to this right now, but all indications are it's gonna build and build and build. Look forward to a couple of things coming up. I don't know the exact order yet. A bot that's going to help us with the announcements, because if you look at the community page, you can see that there are 130 eggs incubating, right? We already had this one, by the way, was the first egg of age 1 in Earth season. It actually hatched, right? This wasn't from Genesis season, that egg, this new dragon. But there are 130 incubating. There are only 26 dragons out there. There are I don't know how many unused keys there are. There are, the next season is 500 eggs, and so it's going to start to accelerate how many are hatching, and you're going to start to see some of the variety that we've witnessed. So the things to look forward to are that bot that hopefully will help us announce those. I don't know if that's coming next or not. The native marketplace. So a paired up match between the native marketplace and the ability to export onto either ETH or Solana or somewhere else, for people to be able to sell them or trade them or do whatever they want to do, store them in your external hardware wallet or go and trade them. But I'm really excited about the native marketplace because it's going to be a lot richer. You're going to be able to get to deeper detail and also have a better fee structure where you won't have to pay as much to trade them and things. So that'll be fun. Another thing, breeding is probably a little further off. And gosh, what else? There were there's some really interesting stuff that we're working right now. So anyway, just keep watching it. There's going to be a lot of fun things. So, okay, next we will go. So pay attention, Dracaria World on X and Dracaria.com. And watch in 28 days, we'll have much more going on. So, okay, let's see here. The AMA. So this is episode 139, 1/39, and it's the 314th episode, right? It's crazy. Crazy we've been doing this long. So I'm going to refresh this page, after which we'll get to the AMA. Okay, so thanks for everybody for joining us with the Dracaria launch yesterday too, by the way. I noticed it was very quiet until it happened, so that's how that stuff works. Nobody wants to tell any. Oh, referral program. That's the other thing to watch for. I know we need to get a referral program in place, and there will be a reason for you to bring people in, and it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be, new opportunities for you to spawn dragons or to get guaranteed spawning, or that would be probably a pretty neat thing, right? To be able to guarantee that you get a spot in that spawn. So that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, Aladita asks, hi, I want to ask if there are any special discounts for spawning an egg for dragon hodlers with time. As of right now, no. We're trying to keep it as simple as possible, but there will be other things coming up for people who hold a lot of time. So, I mean, I say we're working on a couple of things that will really be, I think, desired, I hope, if you have time, and maybe a little bit more native to the Dragon infrastructure itself. But part of that is, I've spoken about the rework or the refactoring, if you know what refactoring is, in software, that we're essentially rebuilding the protocol implementation to improve everything, all the way from the business level blockchains all the way up to the verification level blockchains, making them smaller, making them run faster, making them cheaper to run, making them I guess making the ecosystem stronger, the network stronger. And part of that is actually integrating with a couple of very interesting things that we didn't expect when we started, but it's all making sense. So we're really looking forward to it, and I hope I can get that announced pretty soon. We're starting to talk to various people in our, with our partnerships and in the larger community about, getting feedback. So pay attention. There are going to be huge opportunities. If you've been running a node forever, there'll be huge opportunities. If you've been holding dragons forever, and we want to make sure that everybody's aware of it. So it might, and it's coming out slower than I want, because I would love to just tell everybody, but I at the same time know that we have to make sure everything's in order before we really spin any of that out. But for Dracaria, maybe there will be in the future something with time that could, get you something on the inside that will relate, but we just have to keep it clean and simple. And, it's hard enough to get everything to work just with, plain Ethereum and stuff that, we want to, we're going to make improvements, and this might be part of it. There might be something in here. And my thought, frankly, there might be some things that are after effects. So if you have a dragon, ways that you can use time to do things with your dragon, it would be interesting, especially in games. I think that would be pretty cool, but we'll see. We will see. Thanks for the question. Okay. Cryptophile. Hey, Joe, can you provide some insight on how Dracaria users, try to get this a little bit wider, will be able to access the required art data to have a 3D model of their dragon printed? I'm super keen to have my dragons as physical art when they hatch. Thanks. Okay, so first of all, we have talked about this. We do know it's possible. We do know that we are going to somehow make that available. I have been told by the people with with the actual understanding of how the rigging works and everything else, there'll likely be some special things we have to do to avoid leaking part of the proprietary, the way that some of the stuff works. And so there's a little bit more to do there. But it would be, I imagine, it'll either be something that'll be plugged in, which would be ideal. And tell you what, there's something that you might be able to help with. If you know where we could go to get the 3D models, I would love most to have that integrated in to the site, into the marketplace, where you could go to anybody without doing a tremendous amount of research, would be able to go in and get a 3D model printed. And, here's some of the stuff I'm not certain of, like, say, the shape is one thing. I know the shape will be very doable. I don't know how the color stuff would work, if there's any place that could, even on a hand painted, or, I'm thinking airbrush or something, an airbrush artist that could mimic, what they see for that dragon. So if you have anywhere where it could be printed in the plane, where it would be just, 3D print, or a metal print or something else, maybe reach out to us, because I'd love to have it integrated, and that would also help us figure out what's necessary to do it. Right. So if you already know some of that, and I'm not a 3D printer guy. I wish I was. It'd be fun, but if you know any of the details there, it would be helpful, and in the end, to offer that to anyone who wanted it. And then it's a great way for us to make money to pay for everything. So that would be awesome. Also, late edition. Will the dragons in Dracaria world come to life in 3D at some point, or remain static images? Almost definite. I mean, I don't want to make promises, because I don't know everything is going to happen, but I'll tell you what the plan. So the first plan that will probably come relatively soon is the ability, right now there are 4 poses, one for earth, one for air, one for water, one for fire, right? There are also 4 different backgrounds. And so you could theoretically have right now up to 16 unique images from different angles, and where you can see the front of the wings or the back of the wings, that are available just in those. And the first thing we want to do, because the system's already able to do it, is add the ability to purchase those poses. And we're going to make them not super expensive, right? They're going to be pretty nice. And that in the end, what we want to do is make it so that you can get those poses. Then the animators, the artists that did the original work, are going to make it possible they're gonna provide additional poses, ones that are more unique, and then they're going to the plan is to provide animation sequences, video, where you would be able to get video of your dragon, and it will all be inside the same asset in a something that would be essentially a how do I say this? I don't want to call it's not an NFT. It can be made into an NFT, but the fact that it will all be in one asset is important, because you can load that dragon up. If it's a very attractive dragon, you can load it up with the most attractive poses, and there you go. And anyway, all of that stuff's going to be there. Then we have also spoken with the animators, and these images are here. 1 second. Sorry about that. And that one way or another, we have spoken to them, and the file formats, the 3D file formats, are already capable of being used in several gaming engines. Like Unreal Engine is the one that we're really targeting because of the licensing model and the capabilities and the quality. So at some point, the real goal is to have an immersive 3D experience where, it might be something like you can fly the dragon. And what we really want to do is have other characters that would be also in that environment, elves, unicorns, spirit wolves, who knows what, right? Dragon riders, right? There's, we have, I don't know if we've spoken about this. We have this idea that we really want to make it so that anybody who has a primal dragon at some point will be able to, when we launch some of that stuff, we'll be able to spawn a dragon rider that would also have its own genetics, that would have some tie to your dragon, that would have better control over it than if somebody else wrote it, for example. But just make the lore fit really well. A bunch of really cool stuff. So at some point, I can't predict for certain, and a lot of this, by the way, might be groups outside of Dracaria team itself doing this. But we definitely have plans. And, if you want to see those plans come true, bring people in and, how do I say this? Get people in to spawn eggs in these seasons, because that money, that revenue is going to go to make some of these things happen. And we have some really clear plans that are very executable. We know that we can do these things. These are not, even though some of them sound pretty ambitious, every one of these things is very doable. We just need a little more revenue, and we need partners, and the partners are coming. So it's looking good. So thank you for the question. And I know I know that you were in Genesis season, at least. I haven't looked through everyone that participated in this past season in Earth, but really appreciate Cryptophile, you being there and spawning stuff. So I'm thinking referral program will help a lot too, because that'll mean we'll get a lot more people in, and we really need to expand the user base before the next season. So we have 4 weeks to do that. We'll see what we can do, but we're gonna be reaching out and asking people, and some of the feedback I want. So if anybody's watching this, tell me if this makes sense to you. I would like to know if we added, let's say, referrals, for example. So whoever refers the most people, or maybe it wouldn't be that. Maybe it would, because you want real people. Maybe it would be something just for every referral you get an entry, and maybe in the next season, referrals that actually spawn a dragon that have came in because of you will get multiple entries. And maybe there's something there where it would lead you to having either an ability to get a key for the next, or what they used to call these, like, say, whitelist spots, where the really interesting thing would be a fixed position where you have a guaranteed slot to spawn an egg, right? And if we did something like that, it would only be one season. So if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to save it till the next season. It wouldn't be like one of these current keys where they last or are usable in later seasons. It would have to be something where, okay, you have a spot, you better come in and take it, because we don't want that spot not taken, right? But it would have to be very rare too. So I think we want to do that with the referral program in some way, because that's what we were going to really need. 500 eggs. And the other thing we have to figure out, sorry, it's going long. Well, the other thing we have to talk about is with 500 eggs, do we need to get rid of that one per purchase transaction limit? Do we want to just increase it to something like 5, or do we want to make it 10 what it is originally everywhere else? So let us know, give us feedback wherever. That's the important thing, I think, coming up. Okay, let's see here. Free Press asks, why were we not allowed to pay with Dragon to spawn an egg? Okay, I'll tell you, and okay, in case you already answered this in the Dracaria update, can I also ask, can we have an update on the DragonNet upgrades? And do you know how soon we'll be able to use the new configs for L1s? Okay, so we wanted to make it possible to use the dragons to spawn an egg, but we ran out of time. We had 2 weeks, and everybody is busy on multiple projects, and apologies there. We had to add Ethereum first, and even that broke. So we still are able to honor all those payments, so it's not the worst thing in the world. And I think probably everybody's okay that we allowed another 24 eggs to be spawned. But one way or another, we do plan on testing enough and having Dragon available in the next season. And really appreciate you wanting to use Dragon for it, because that'll be an amazing thing to use Dragon to buy to spawn a dragon. And speaking of which, the Charm of Making I mentioned earlier, if you look at the original Dragon contract, there's an Easter egg in there that literally is the Charm of Making. So we were thinking that as far back as 2017, that was added to the actual function in the smart contract that created all of the dragons that are out there. So pretty cool stuff, right? Anyway, on the Dracaria update, and sorry. Yes, I did already mention it earlier. I also mentioned the DragonNet upgrades. I don't know how soon. We have the new version running in beta in, I believe, 3 environments, a couple of which are production environments. So I don't want to tell you which ones, because it's running in beta. We want to make sure everything's well tested before we release anything. But so far, everything's working really well. We don't have all of the smart contract models available yet, and we might roll it out before all of those are available. We might roll it out with the base levels. We still have a couple of things to do with the interchain and interop. We still have a couple of things to do with the integrations with regular systems, that, like, say, the indexing and search subsystems inside the business node. And we definitely still have some work to do with the verification nodes. So I can't tell you how soon. And I don't know if you're talking about an L1. If you are talking about an L1, we will make special we'll make a special initiative if you have a business that needs to use the L1. That's how those betas are running, that people building new systems or working on whatever, we've either helped them get something stood up, or we've given them a sandbox that they can hit, which has that beta running. And that's definitely open. And if you have anything like that, reach out. But the verification nodes, we're a little further off. We still have a little bit more work to do there. So, and that is all of the questions. So let's see here. So now, I don't know how I lost my place here. I think it signed me out. So 1 second. Let me double check here. Okay. make sure, let's see here, go and get some Dragonchain and Den merch at Dragonchain.Store. That is, and this is the lithium red dragon design. I need to get a new one of these shirts. Mine is faded out, worn, and it's awesome. This is by these were by our friend that we haven't heard from in a long time, Lithium, who is over. I say he's in the Netherlands. I don't know if he's actually in the Netherlands or somewhere else over there, but he's very. I met him in the Netherlands. He's an awesome, really good person. So, and I love this art. It's amazing. So I have the mug somewhere too. I lost it. I need to get that one also. But do go in here and buy some merch. There's a lot of other merch. I need to add more merch, and we're going to get the Lucaria merch side up too soon. But man, there's too much to do. So that is all of that. Make sure you watch us again. Super Happy Dragon Lucky next week, same time. And make sure you watch the World Blockchain Roundtable today, like 19 minutes at 1100 Eastern, 1500 UTC. Also follow us, Dragonchain, Real Denizens, Dracaria World, and Jojo Row on X and Den.Social. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks.
Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best.
Adaptable, all capital, label radical yet rational. A tactical approach is palpable if this animal is fallible, but that conclusion is laughable. So with for all detachable from the mandible, you see it now.